It's Wednesday, March 4th, 2020, and here's what's happening. The latest on an overnight burglar arrest in Jamestown. Plus, the number of those infected with coronavirus in New York has grown. The details there, and information on some late-breaking news from Falconer.
And a live look over the Mill Creek Mall in Erie shows you the rain that has fallen, and the camera shaking a little bit in the wind. More of this is on the way as we talk about that and more as the News at Noon starts now.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now. This is WNY News Now with live breaking news.
And we start with breaking news in the village of Falconer. A man has been charged with arson in connection with a fire that destroyed a family's home over the weekend on Pearl Street in Falconer. Town of Ellicott police tell us that 24-year-old Cody Dustin is charged with third-degree arson in the case. The Chautauqua County Fire Investigation Team ruled that the cause of the fire was incendiary. Now, through investigation, Ellicott police detectives alleged that Dustin started the fire in the home, although they did not release specific details. Dustin was issued an appearance ticket to return to the Town of Ellicott court at a later date. We will have much more on this breaking news story at WNYNewsNow.com and on our mobile app. In other news, a City of Jamestown woman is facing charges after allegedly stealing a large sum of money from 2 business accounts and 1 personal account over a year's time. Now, Town of Ellicott police say that 54-year-old Donna Spencer allegedly formed numerous checks for varying accounts from 2018 to 2019. Spencer faces over 24 charges in connection with that case. Police say Spencer was arrested and later issued an appearance ticket for the Town of Ellicott court at a later date. In 2014, she was sentenced for accepting cash payments for the purchase of postage stamps and keeping the money for herself while serving as a postmaster in Frewsburg. And a City of Jamestown man was arrested early this morning after allegedly breaking into a vintage car repair shop on East 2nd Street. Police say that 31-year-old William Prudy was detained by an employee of Dave's Classics just after 1:30 a.m. Police say that Prudy was allegedly observed by that employee forcing entry into the business. Now, after searching his possession, police say he was found with property of the business and methamphetamine. Purdy was taken into custody and charged. Well, state governments nationwide are working to contain coronavirus in the United States, and here in New York, they're spending a large chunk of money to do so. WNY News Now's Craig McFadden is in the newsroom with more on this. Hey, Craig.
Yes, Justin. New York's Senate and Assembly has voted this week to allocate $40 million toward fighting coronavirus here in the state. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo made the announcement yesterday. Since the outbreak, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration gave the state additional funding to conduct its own testing, but the governor says he wanted $40 million allocated toward combating coronavirus.
I think, first, as a piece of legislation, it was critical. These quarantines, when we say someone has to be quarantined or we have to set up a congregate quarantine facility, you need the legal authority to do that.
Cuomo says the federal funding allows the state to conduct 1,000 tests per day within the week. Not everyone in the state is in agreement, however. Local Senator George Borrello says the legislation excessively expands the governor's duties. In speaking with other lawmakers in the state capitol, Borrello says the allocation is a power grab by Cuomo.
We are not going to grant you ridiculous oligarch-type power for the purpose of addressing this particular issue. That's why the rest of this bill makes no sense to me. We're taking this coronavirus and giving the governor an opportunity to have sweeping changes. Now, I know that there is this, allocation that will allow this legislature to rescind whatever he might do, potentially. But any legislature that would cede this much power to the executive will likely be reluctant to take it away.
Borrello says during his time as county executive, Several crises arose that required quick action by the county legislator and not the executive office to approve emergency appropriations. The coronavirus outbreak began in the U.S. in January. As of today, 6 people have died from the disease. In the newsroom, Craig McFadden, WNY News Now.
All right, Craig, thank you very much for your reporting. The governor says that it is inevitable that the state will continue to see more cases of coronavirus in the coming weeks. Well, the village of Falconer plans to hold a special meeting later this month to discuss Jamestown's second annexation attempt. Village officials say the mayor and board of trustees will meet on Monday, March 23rd at 7 p.m. in the boardroom of the village community building. At that meeting, officials are scheduled to vote on the annexation of the Dow Street substation property. Now, if you remember last week, Jamestown City Council voted to move forward with the legal action to annex the property again. City officials say the proposed annexation would save the Jamestown BPU approximately $17,000 in property tax payments to the town of Ellicott, village of Falconer, and school districts annually. That substation sits on property in the town of Ellicott and village of Falconer on Dow Street between Tiffany Avenue and south of East 2nd Street. Now, a previous attempt to annex failed after Rochester's Supreme Court 4th Department Appellate Division denied the city of Jamestown's petition to annex. Well, hopefully everyone is having a good day, and we thank you so much for joining us here on WNY News Now. And we do want to turn back to that breaking news that we're working to learn more about for you this afternoon. It's in relation to the fire that happened over the weekend on Pearl Street in the village of Falconer. Town of Ellicott police now saying that 24-year-old Cody Dustin is charged with third-degree arson in connection with that case. Now, Chautauqua County Sheriff's fire investigators ruled this week that the fire was started by some sort of incendiary device, and they ruled that it was incendiary, but they did not issue specific details as to how the fire started, just that it was incendiary. Now, through investigation, Ellicott police detectives alleged that Dustin started the fire, but they did not issue any more further details. Now, if you remember, a family was displaced by that fire. Firefighters were holding a community gathering on Monday where they were seeking donations. There's been a GoFundMe page that was set up for this family. They were seeking donations of toddler sizes T3 and T4. They were also looking for women's clothing, shirt sizes, small shirt sizes, and shoe sizes 8 and pant sizes of 4, or small and medium scrubs. Now, donations for a GoFundMe page that was set up for this family, and I'm actually pulling up the GoFundMe right now. Out of a goal of $1,000, they raised $4,365. That donations still pouring in as of even 22 minutes ago, where people are donating amounts of $20 or more. So certainly we'll keep you updated here as a man is now facing charges in connection with that fire, and we'll let you know as we continue to work this story and learn more on it. Got to say hello to Christopher. Hopefully you're doing well. Hello to Daniel, Butch, Robert, Connie. Good afternoon to Raymond, Lisa, and Ellie. And happy Wednesday to Wendy as well. We thank you all so much for joining us here on WNY News Now. Let's switch gears a bit and check in with Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter, who is tracking, it looks like, if I'm correct, Dakota, that green is rain that's moving across some of our area.
Yes, it is.
I thought we were done with the rain.
Well, hey, do you want rain or snow? Take your pick.
That's true.
There you go. No complaining. Anyway, we do have a few scattered showers. I'm sorry? Did you say something, Jay?
No, I'm just hacking up a lung in here. I'm sorry.
Okay, all right. There you go. Drink some water. Agua. Anyway, here's a few rain showers that are moving in from Erie County, Pennsylvania. These will be moving in throughout the day. And again, as you saw in that Sky Vision image at the top of the show, the camera was bouncing a little bit in the wind, also with some of the rain accumulation. Hey, daylight savings time comes up this Sunday at 2 in the morning. So as you head to bed Saturday, set those clocks forward 1 hour. We lose an hour of sleep time, but we gain an hour of daylight. The sunset will come up at 7:16, I believe it is, on Sunday. How do you like my little bouncing alarm clock there. Isn't that cute? Yeah, you just want to bounce along with it there. But yeah, anyway, so daylight savings time, we're gaining daylight once again. That's a good sign that spring is on the way. 48 was the high yesterday, 30 was the low this morning, and 68 and 8 below zero are in the record books for this date. Live look outside, we've seen a few drizzles. We've seen a few light drizzle showing up downtown right now. Right now it's 36 at the airport with a west wind to 18, got a wind gust to 24, and the wind chill is down to 26 degrees. So this is actually right around where we should be for this time of the year, into the mid to upper 30s through the day. Rain and snow showers definitely possible. Then we'll change over to all snow early tonight. That'll come to an end. A nice day coming up tomorrow. Then our eyes are kept on another storm system heading our way for the end of the week. We'll break it all down in full detail a little bit later in the show. Justin?
All right, Dakota, looking forward to it. Thank you very much. Coming up, how a new seatbelt law will affect those here in New York State. And later, why local Girl Scouts are meeting with Jamestown's mayor today. That and more as WNY News Now continues.
With coverage that matters. This is WNY News Now.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
Every cookie sold in the Girl Scout Cookie Program helps girls learn lifelong lessons in people skills, decision making, money management, goal setting, and business ethics. It's amazing how much you can learn from a cookie. The Girl Scout Cookie Program. Think outside the box.
And welcome back. A Westfield woman pled guilty to wire fraud and filing a false tax return in a Buffalo courtroom yesterday. The U.S. Attorney's Office says that 42-year-old Alicia Rayner could see a maximum penalty of 20 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. Prosecutors say that Rayner was hired as a business manager for Compassionate Home. While working as a business manager there, Raymond admitted to diverting money from the company's bank account to accounts that she controlled. Between August 2015 and June 2016, Rayner fraudulently diverted approximately $20,000. In addition, Rayner received more than $1 million in payments from that company that she did not report as income on her tax returns. Sentencing in the case is scheduled for July 8th in a Buffalo courtroom. Well, New York State senators moved to strengthen the state's seatbelt laws yesterday and approved a bill that requires backseat adult passengers to buckle up. The legislation passed by the State Assembly and Senate now moves on to Democrat Governor Andrew Cuomo. Current law requires front seat adult passengers to be buckled in, but the legislation would force adult backseat passengers to use a seatbelt too, and move supporters say will save lives and cut down on the risk posed to buckled-in front seat riders. Now, supporters of the law also say that people who do not wear their seatbelts in the back seat put front seat passengers at risk because they can move around in the car. The National Highway Safety Traffic Administration reports that about half of the more than 35,000 people killed in vehicle crashes in 2017 were not wearing their seatbelts. Well, about 1 in 9 American women experience symptoms of postpartum depression. That according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. A new study suggests more women may be more likely to experience the illness. Mandy Gaithner explains in today's Health Minute.
Women who have general anesthesia, most commonly used during C-sections, are significantly more likely to experience severe postpartum depression, according to a recent study. Researchers from Columbia University studied more than 428,000 hospital discharge records in New York from a 7-year period. They determined women who had general anesthesia were 54% more likely to experience postpartum depression and 91% more likely to have thoughts of suicide or self-harm compared to those who had regional anesthesia like spinal blocks or epidurals. Researchers suggest their findings may be because general anesthesia induces sleep, delaying breastfeeding and skin-to-skin interaction between the mother and infant. It also often results in more acute and persistent pain after childbirth. The authors caution that their findings don't necessarily mean that general anesthesia causes postpartum depression, and more research is being done. They say it can be good in some situations, like when an emergency C-section is required, but they say general anesthesia should be avoided when possible. For today's Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
All right, Mandy, thank you. Now, symptoms of postpartum depression include crying more often than usual, feelings of anger, withdrawing from loved ones, and feeling numb or disconnected from your baby. Well, today is March 4th. It's also literally the day to March 4th. That's all because it's National Marching Music Day. If the special day doesn't ring a bell, that may be because it was only created in 2017. Now, Drum Corps International founded Marching Music Day to celebrate music in our schools. As the idea, and it's an ideal play on words, March 4th was chosen as Marching Music Day, and it celebrates all varieties of the art form that brings us music on the move. Now, speaking of marching bands, the famous Broadway show, The Music Man, is being revived starring Hugh Jackman. Jackman will be playing the traveling salesman Harold Hill, who cons people of River City, Iowa, into starting a marching band. The show opens on Broadway this fall, featuring the hit 76 trombones. And there's some video, Dakota, of our world-famous marching band, at least in our heart, they are. And they really are. They're good. I mean, the Jamestown Red Raider Marching Band, the Falconer-Frewsburg Band, they are some of the most dedicated kids you'll see out there. So happy Marching Music Day.
Were you part of marching band?
I was. I didn't play. I played saxophone in my past life, but not in the band. I did a little prop work for them, which was important. So I was like the guy in the middle of moving props and things like that. Kind of like stage crew.
Yeah, you were like the stage hands.
Yeah, sort of. So it was a really cool experience. I did that for about a year, and it was amazing. And my sister, though, super talented in marching band. Super drum major, continued music into college a little bit. Now she's probably going to be a doctor, way smarter than me. So it just goes to show you, kids who are involved in those types of activities really, just like whether it's sport or a marching band or a group or a club, it really helps them have that success for later on in life.
Yeah. I mean, I tried out for marching band back when I was in middle school, but I can't play any musical instrument. I have no musical ability whatsoever. And I think I talked about this before. My grandfather on my dad's side could play any instrument that had a string on it.
Yeah.
If it had a string, he could pick it up, tune it, and play it. My grandmother on my dad's side could make a piano sing.
Wow.
And my grandfather on my mom's side, he played the squeeze box, the accordion.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't play anything.
Well,
I have no musical ability whatsoever. So that just skipped right over me.
Looks like it did skip a generation. Maybe your kids will pick those.
If I ever have kids.
That's another conversation.
Hashtag single for life.
No. If there's a woman out there, Dakota's ready for, I don't know what you're ready for.
Single and ready to mingle.
Our producers are telling me to move on because we have more on that breaking story coming up. We'll be working to get more to that for you. So weather-wise, I see it looks like we're looking out over, is that Lake Erie?
Yes, that is Lake Erie. That is the Sky Vision camera on top of One Seneca Tower. And I wanted to show this because do you see those little things floating in the lake? those little brown things, that is the ice boom, and they are currently in the process of taking it out. It's this right here, and they are in the process of taking the ice boom out because there's hardly any ice on the lake, so there's no reason to have it in. So because they're taking the ice boom out, I thought we'd do a little Peg the Geek Meter segment talking about the ice boom. What exactly is it? Well, the ice boom is actually 22 spans of these floating pylons. There's about 11 of them per each span, and they're anchored to the lake floor, and what it does is it holds back the ice that forms on Lake Erie, and it holds it back from flowing down the Niagara River, and it basically prevents the ice from causing flooding to the lakeshore communities and also the water intakes for the power generation that's on top of Niagara Falls. They take the ice boom out when there's under 250 square miles of ice. The earliest they've ever taken it out was back in 2012 on February 28th, and the latest it's ever been taken out was on May the 3rd back in 1971. So there's your Peg the Geek Meter segment for today. And it was windy yesterday. Look at these peak wind gusts. Grove in Allegheny County, 51 mile per hour wind gusts. Delvin 47, Clymer 44, Olean at the airport 42, and Jamestown 41 at the airport. A lot of these were later in the day as that heavier rain moved on through, and there really was some gusty winds associated with that as well. Currently, right now, we're at 36 here in town, 41 in Mayville, 40 in Fredonia, 41 Dunkirk, 42 over in Erie. So again, temperatures are actually not running too far off from where they should be, of course, this time of the year. Satellite and radar composite, the cold front that plowed on through here, it's way off the coast over here. So that cold front's out of here. But in the wake of that, we're starting to get into some of this colder air that's moving in. And once again, severe weather continues down here across parts of the deep south. This is a severe thunderstorm watch. This pink box right here, and that yellow box is a tornado watch out here for portions, essentially out here for portions of the deep south. This is not uncommon this time of the year. We're getting into the spring severe weather season down here for these people, so it's not that uncommon to get severe weather. All right, the next big thing we're keeping an eye on will be the weather. Here we go with Future Scan here. It picks up on the idea of a few rain and snow showers through the afternoon. Not a big deal there. Any of that will come to an end early tonight, and then tomorrow is going to be a fantastic day. This actually is going, just nothing showing up for tomorrow. It's going to be a great day. And then Thursday night, we start to get into our next storm system, so we'll show you one of the longer range computer models because this has been the thing that, of course, you know, we've been talking about all week long. This is the first part of it here that's going to come, that's essentially going to come our way Thursday night. This is the second part down here. These two storms look like they're going to merge, and you can see it here on this particular model. Notice how this storm merges with this coastal low as it moves up the east coast. So we think for Friday, on again, off again, snow showers through the day. Still a little too early to throw out numbers. I think if any accumulation, I don't think it's going to be essentially all that heavy, but it will be windy though. The winds really pick up once again going into Friday. Zone forecast, inland areas here, maybe the upper 30s here to the lower 40s, maybe further south here, but a few rain and snow showers through the day. West wind 10 to 20 miles per hour, so it will be a little bit breezy once again. Lake Erie shoreline here, mid 40s near the immediate Lake Erie waterfront. A few mixed snow and rain showers, mainly inland away from the immediate lakeshore with a southwest wind 15 to 25 miles per hour. Futures on the screen, 43 tomorrow. Great day. Get out and enjoy that. 35, that high is early. We fall through the 20s in the afternoon and set those clocks back, as we told you, Saturday night as you head to bed. 53 on Sunday. That's a hot day, definitely by our standards this time of the year. A few rain showers Monday, and then we stay mild into early next week. Jay?
This is WNY News Now with live breaking news.
All right, Dakota, thank you. And again, coming up with more updates on this live breaking news from the village of Falconer. Here's what we know. Police say that 24-year-old Cody Dustin is facing charges in connection with a fire that destroyed a family's home over the weekend on Pearl Street in Falconer. That's very close to Falconer Central School. Police have charged Dustin with third-degree arson in the case. Now, they say the Chautauqua County Fire Investigation Team ruled that the cause of the fire was incendiary, but they have not released any more information in regards to specifically what caused the fire, like if a device was used or something like that. Dustin was arraigned and issued an appearance ticket, and they say that he was set to return to Ellicott Town Court at a later date. Now, if you remember, a family was displaced by this fire in Falconer there over the weekend, and they were seeking donations from the community and they responded. A GoFundMe page, which was launched by friends and community members, so far has raised $4,000+ with a goal of $1,000. Donations still coming in as of 22 minutes ago. We have links and how you can help at WNYNewsNow.com. Sports is next. Stay with us.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
There's an old saying, there's no news in the newsroom. Well, it's true. The time I spend at the anchor desk is just part of my day. Most of our time is spent gathering stories in the community, stories that matter to you. We can't do it alone, and we need your help. When you see breaking news or have a news tip we should know about, drop us a line on Facebook today, email our news desk, or call our newsroom at 488-7226 so we can bring those stories straight back to you.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first. WNY Sports Now is powered by Phone Zone of Jamestown. With the largest inventory around, we buy and sell our own merchandise at a price that can't be beat. Have a broken screen? We'll fix it. Learn more at phonezoneshop.com.
Good afternoon, sports fans, and welcome back to WNY News Now. I'm Norm Rodriguez with a look at sports. Tonight at 8:15, the Jamestown Red Raiders varsity boys basketball team will be at Buffalo State to take on the Orchard Park Quakers in the Section 6 Class AA semifinals. Jamestown defeated the Clarence Red Devils 68-47 in the Section 6 Class AA quarterfinals last Saturday. Orchard Park won their quarterfinal game in nail-biting fashion, defeating the Lockport Lions 49-46 Saturday. The teams played each other twice in the regular season, with Jamestown winning both games. Also this evening at 5 o'clock, the Chautauqua Lake Thunderbirds varsity girls basketball team will be at JCC to take on the Silver Creek Black Knights for a Section 6 Class C1 semifinals game. The Thunderbirds are coming off a 69-19 win last Friday over the Cattaraugus Little Valley Timberwolves last Friday in the quarterfinals. Silver Creek defeated the Cassadaga Valley Cougars 44-38 Friday in their Section 6 Class C1 quarterfinal game. The other girls' game at JCC tonight will be the Salamanca Warriors battling the Holland Dutchmen at 6:30. The Buffalo Sabres losing streak extended to 4 games Tuesday night, falling to the Winnipeg Jets 3-1. Rasmus Listolainen scored Buffalo's only goal of the game. Johan Larsson and Kyle Oposo assisted on Ristolainen's goal. Winnipeg's Kyle Connor had a 3-point night, scoring a pair of goals and assisting on another. Connor Hellebuyck had saved 25 out of 26 shots faced. Buffalo will return to action tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, in which they will host the Pittsburgh Penguins. That's it for sports today. Back to Justin and Dakota.
All right, Norm, thank you very much. Well, local Girl Scouts here in Jamestown will host a Cookies with the Mayor event today to help promote their cookie selling season. Troops from across the area are scheduled to meet with Jamestown Mayor Eddie Sundquist at City Hall this afternoon. The event aims to empower girls to create a dialogue with elected officials around the benefits of scouting over some of those delicious cookies. Sundquist will be asked 5 questions from the group relating to activities that they most like about scouting. The troop will also have cookies for him to sample. Now, Dakota, last week, over 1 million packages of cookies arrived here in Western New York. To find a seller near you, you can use the Cookie Finder app or visit gswny.org. The cookies will remain on sale until March 31st.
You see, another benefit of being the mayor, he gets to try cookies.
Yeah, really. And they have some pretty new flavors, too, this year that they'll be handing out. Some lemon cookies, one of the new flavors. So it'll be really cool to see that event, and nice to see that the Girl Scouts, and this is not just an event that's happening here in Jamestown, but all over Western New York, where different troops will be meeting with their local mayors. So it's good to see that they'll be having that dialogue and that conversation, and then certainly being able to kind of promote that a little bit, because a lot of these troops, that's how they get their funding to do their programs and things like that during the summer. So it's great to see that cooperation. And I think that if you can, get out and buy a box of cookies.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, what, $10, not even?
Yeah.
Spend it on some cookies. And
or hit my niece up.
Yeah, Dakota's niece. So you can hit her up, get some cookies. And
I'll give you the deets. Message me.
So send him a DM on Twitter. She could
tweet her.
You know, she should make business cards. And then we could just
We should
hand
have
them
her
out
on
to
the
people.
show, though.
We should. That'd be cute.
I'll have to talk to my
Set it
brother
up.
on that one.
Set it up. I think it'd be awesome.
I'll talk to my brother.
She could come. We'll buy cookies from her on the show. And then she can be available for the community afterwards if you guys want to come and buy cookies. Why not?
Joey, if you're watching.
There you go. We'll set it up. Let's get a final check of that forecast for today.
All right, let's take a look at the 7-day one final time. So again, a few rain and snow showers today. Tomorrow is a great day. We'll be up to around 43, a few with partial sunshine. The high on Friday is going to be early, 35. We slipped through the 20s with that storm system coming our way. Too early to know exact details on the snowfall, but again, I don't think it's going to be all that heavy. It's going to be on again, off again. Don't forget to set those clocks forward 1 hour as you head to bed Saturday night as we officially start daylight savings time on Sunday.
All righty, Dakota, thank you. That's going to do it for us today. Of course, news continues 24/7 at WNY News Now. Got to say hello to Andrew. He says more sunshine and less snow. I hear you, man.
It's coming.
And hopefully sooner than later.
The big yellow blob will be back in the sky before you know it.
Yeah.
Just hang on.
Hold on. We leave you with a live look over downtown Jamestown. We're back tomorrow right here at noon. See you then.